everyone, my name is Tatyana Kofein, and this is online drawing school Akademika. In this lesson, I will draw a classical academical portrait. I will use my favorite pencils by Faber-Castell, blue color. So, let's start. I am using soft eraser in pencil Kohinoor and soft eraser in pencil Tombow Mono Zero eraser for the small details in drawings. These erasers are very convenient for the drawing in sketchbook. I would highly recommend these erasers to you. Anytime you can cut blunt end of the eraser and make it sharp. For the sharpening my pencils, I use knives. Sharpening pencils with a knife is not only especially practical, it's an art in itself. Knife-sharpened pencils offer more variability in terms of the shape and utility of the pencil's tip. Even if you never cut anything before, you can safely learn to sharpen a pencil with a knife. Besides knives, I use sandpaper for the sharpening pencil leads. Also, for drawing, I am using a paper stamps. A stamp is a cylindrical drawing tool, usually made of soft paper that is tightly wound into a stick and sanded to a point at both ends. It's used by artists to smudge or blend marks made with charcoal, contact rayon, pencil, or other drawing media. By its use, gradations and halftones can be produced. I personally love using blending stamps with colored pencils, because it spreads the medium so beautifully. Honestly, beside paper stamps, I am using my finger. It's more comfortable for me sometimes, but it's not safety for your drawing because of skin oil. For my sketchbooks, I use clipboards. It's very handy to draw with them, outdoor or indoor, everywhere you want. Strongly recommended. At the beginning, I am positioning the general shape of the head and the shoulders within the paper. The head in a drawing should be smaller than life size, as a life size creates an impression of giant. As a rule, there should be a little bit more space in the front of the face than in the back of the head. Making sure the proportions are correct, we are drawing from general to particular. When we found the composition and general shape in the head, we check the likeness. Then we search for the general shape of the face and shape of the hair. It's very important to start your portrait with a rough drawing. A rough drawing is the best done with a soft pencil. But I just trying to don't push on my colored pencil very hard. Then, in the big shape of the face, we find the shapes of eye sockets, nose and mouth. Before I start modeling the details, I am making sure that they are in the right places and check their proportions once again. I am drawing an imaginary center line and check symmetry of the eye sockets, inner corners of the eyes, base of the nose, chins, and corners of the lips. After making sure the general shapes are right, I position chin line, lower edge of the ear, and general shape of the whole ear, nose, and general direction of the nose, bridge of the nose, frontal eminence, and brow ridges. Then I start working on detail, but before I look at the head as whole and adjusting the character of the model and his proportions. With concept in your head, start modeling form. Then I am beginning my favorite drawing part, shading. Start penciling with the analysis of the border between light and shadow. The border between light and the shadow is usually located at the intersections of the planes. I am very softly putting on the tone and then shading to the shadow area. By defining the character of the edge between the light and shadow, we create an illusion of volume. Try to avoid overworking the shadows. Keep them flat. I strongly recommend to use paper stamp when you're working with the shadows. After working with coarse shadows on the face details, I am working with coarse shadows on the planar changes, chin, hair and neck. Be very careful. One of the beginner's mistakes is the sameness of the coarse shadows. With a closer view, they are very different. When I make sure that I worked with all of the coarse shadows, I start ranking the details. Also, I want to say a few words about accents in your drawing. They can make the detail main, and otherwise absence of them can make the detail secondary. Your drawing should be like a symphony. Main violins in your drawing are chosen by you. Main details should be heard loud and clear, coming to the fore, getting the viewer attention. How can we understand where we should put on the strongest accents? Usually it looks like this. Eyes are first, then nose, mouth and chin, forehead, planar changes, and neck with shoulders. And how we can find a place with the strongest accents on any detail? Easy. We are looking for the darkest places, and they are our strongest accents. Then I start working with the light and middle tones. It's very important to compare middle tones with each other, and lights too. From drawing to drawing, this part of work will become easy for you. When your drawing is almost done and you're finished with details, we are coming to final step. It's always a restoring of tonal relationships. If you make everything right, your drawing will have a balanced look. So, our lesson is finished. I hope you like it. I wish you to draw more, try new techniques, improve your skills, and you will succeed. It was Tatyana Kofein in online drawing school Akademika. Good luck!